Ooh la la! And you're listening to Tommy Talks Tape. Oh.
How was
Oh,
that?
dear Lord.
Did I nail it? Or did I nail it? It's like looking in a mirror, isn't it?
Yeah, from the fun house.
Wow. Yeah. See, because like it goes from this and then it creates the image of you, which is just an absolutely dapper, handsome, beautiful individual. It takes this grotesque man beast and makes it that.
Mostly beast, yes.
Yeah, but it makes it the most handsome man ever. So, Mr. Ooh La La, if that is your name, why don't you tell me about when you started wrestling and stuff? Just like a little backstory on you, because you're my favorite wrestler of all time. I'll explain that in a little bit, but I want to hear your story a little bit first.
All right, my story begins in '86. I had the canceled check when I started at the Monster Factory. During that time, I was there as a referee, along the likes of Tony Stetson, Bam Bam Bigelow, the gentleman you know now is Raven.
Do you, well, you know what the difference between you and all of them are? They could count to 3, but you could not. And that's why you became a wrestler, right?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly why I became a wrestler. Oh my God, you're like Notre Dame. This is brilliant.
I'm smart. If you're a ref and can't count to 3, they just transition you into a wrestler.
That's exactly right. However, when I started, most of the guys in wrestling were ginormous. In the mid '80s, the late '80s, everyone was huge. You had Earthquake, Typhoon, the Road Warriors, Hogan. I mean, everybody was, Big John Studd was still main eventing. I mean, everybody was just big.
Mhm.
So there was no cruiserweight. There was no middleweight class like there is today.
Yeah.
So that was my early beginning.
So you're telling me that you are among the list of people who broke the barrier for little people like me.
I don't know if I'm all that. I just know
I would say so. I don't know.
I don't know. I look at the Billy Kidmans, um, Crowbar, all those. I mean, even Rey Mysterio. I mean, these are the guys that really paved the way. Christian and Edge, Sexton Hardcap, as he was back then. Uh, these guys were all fantastic. The Hardy Boys, uh, Mercury, Joey Mercury, and even Trent Acid. I mean, those guys were all part of that foundation.
And who else? Mr. Ooh La La. I refuse to. You're going to try to keep yourself off of any lists, but you're like my favorite wrestler ever. So.
Well, I'd like to be actually on Jericho's list, but that's another matter altogether.
So now I want to ask you a question real quick. You've been around for a long time. You've been doing this forever. You've probably got to wrestle some pretty cool names. Who's your favorite? What's like the, oh, you got to wrestle that guy? Like, what's that name for you?
Well, for me, it's still George Animal Steel
Oh, yeah?
because there was 4 distinct whoopings that I took from him, but I did get 1 count out victory.
Look at that.
Then there was Jimmy Valiant, Ivan Koloff, Mullah May Young, Sparky Plug. Uh, I've been very fortunate to have the opportunities I've had.
That's awesome, and it makes me like respect you a lot more, even more than I did before. Because like I know I'm always like, oh, you're my favorite wrestler ever. And you are, because you just get it. But it just, we never really sat down and talked about what you've experienced. So that's really cool.
I will tell you, I experienced one of the hardest chair shots by Abdul the Butcher.
Oh,
And
no.
oh, yeah, well, I was not where I was supposed to be. I was greener than green, and that was in Trenton, New Jersey.
Well, you remembered where it was at, so I don't think you got hit hard enough.
I assure you I did. And I'm sure there's a Super 8 video out there somewhere of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So let me ask you,
Sure.
out of all the people you've worked, what has been the apex of your career so far?
So early on, and it's a very disappointing thing because of when it happened, but very early on, it was like within my first year, I believe, I got to work Rock and Roll Express.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
hindsight, like if I were to do that now, I would be like so much more happy about it. Did it help me early on? Yes, but I feel like it was too early, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense because there's more nerves and
Yeah,
there's more overthinking than
it
you
was a
do.
lot of calling stuff on the fly, like you and I did. But when you're that early in, you're not used to that. It was probably the first time ever. It's just like, just listen to me out there. It's like, oh, okay, it's Hall of Famers, literal WWE Hall of Famers, and it's like, just listen to me out there. Huh.
Well, I can tell you, when I wrestled Tony Atlas, I found out that 25 years later, he's still putting the same matches together,
Oh yeah.
almost down to the spot.
I guess if it ain't broke, no need to fix it.
No, but it was fun working Tony Atlas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Who was your favorite opponent ever? You said George the Animal Steel. Is that your favorite ever?
No, as far as a name goes, yes. But to be honest with you, Boogie Woogie Brown. Actually, I can break it down into in the ECWA in the beginning. I was the actually only one that was actually trained by any kind of facility.
Oh yeah, so it was a bunch of like self-trained type guys at the beginning.
Yes, there was, but they
That's
were all
scary.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's good. That could be scary a little bit if people don't know how to protect you and make sure you don't die.
Well, I wish Boogie learned. Boogie was that man was outstanding.
Yeah.
Just so you know, his college roommate was Randy White of the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, that's
And he
interesting.
actually came to one of our shows in Ellesmere, Delaware, at the
That's
Boys and Girls.
awesome.
Yes, he had blown his knees out on the tryouts with the LA Raiders. That's why he wasn't in professional football.
Wow.
Then he ended up working with children, which has been, but that was in the early days. Now you fast forward to today, being in a ring with Joey Ace, Sean Carr, the talent out there now
Yeah.
is just off the charts.
There's a lot of talented guys out all over the area, but out there, yeah, definitely. And
I
it's
mean,
so crazy to think because Joey Ace is a guy who, like, your styles are so different. He's the kind of guy that would want to do all sorts of cool stuff. And you
we
work the
did.
very old school style.
Well, we
What's
called
that?
our last two matches were called in the ring.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Everything,
lot more
everything,
fun to me.
right? Everything you saw in the ring, down to him ripping the mat up to try to pile drive me on the wood.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's really good. He's a good dude. He's a good worker.
Oh, he beat the hell out of me.
I mean, to be fair, I don't blame him.
No, just like I don't blame the big gun for tossing you across the ring. Can't wait for next time.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Like,
Over the years, since you've been with ECWA for a very long time, that was like your humble beginnings, if you will. You
mhm.
know, from the beginning. And as of what year was it? Was it 2020 that you won the championship again?
Oh, God, it seems like yesterday,
Is
but
that when it was 2020?
No, I want to say it was less than 2 years ago, 2021, maybe.
So what is from like day one to up to now? You've been around for all of that. What's the difference in talent or just the way wrestling is? What have you noticed is the biggest difference?
Oh, all the talking in the back room.
Oh yeah.
When we did our shows, particularly for Blaine DeSantis and PCW, heels were in one locker room, faces were in another, and you didn't talk.
Did you guys talk beforehand before the show? A little
Not
bit?
You didn't have
No.
time. I was coming from work, being in retail,
Mhm.
so I literally left work at 4 and got to the building by maybe 5:36.
Now, how would you prepare for that? Because if you're working with someone on the fly, you kind of have to know what they do well, I would say. So how would you figure that out?
You figure it out.
Yeah.
You just watch it. I have a couple matches up on my YouTube channels. I
Yeah.
plug them. I don't know where the hell they are.
On YouTube. YouTube search bar, Mr. Ooh La La. How's that?
That'll work. Mr. Ulala and Andrew versus Mike Cruel and Andrew. That's one of my favorite matches.
Yeah.
Then I have a match from the 90s, maybe 97 that's up there. It's a full show, but it's the old school VHS where they're up in the stands. But it's good.
That's really cool. Like I said, you and I never really talked about wrestling or anything like that, or your beginnings or anything like that. So,
Well, there were two beginnings for me. The
oh
first
yeah,
one was Monster Factory.
yeah,
Then I tried to get work because back then you didn't have the internet. You had to learn how to read a map. You had to keep a wind up alarm clock in your car. So if you pulled over, you could take a nap and wake up in a couple of hours. And any letters you sent had to be typed. There was no computer to type them,
hmm
unless of course you were had the money for a dot matrix
The
printer.
hell
And
is that?
that's right. Do your homework. That's some homework for you. Go back to the way back machine, okay? But you send pictures out and try to get work.
we
And
tapes? Did you ever send tapes around? Is that how that would go?
well, there wasn't much tape back then because
No.
even then it was just remember 86. Look up the cost of VHS and stuff and see if the average person was able to afford that kind of stuff.
Let me take a look. What year?
Do 86, 87, 88. Remember, Windows didn't come out till 95. That was the big program.
About 80 to 90 bucks. Is that about right?
What, for a camcorder?
Just for the tapes itself.
That sounds about right. Try to put, yeah, yeah. So if you're paying that kind of money, if you're paying that kind of money, a DVR. Remember how DVRs and DVRWs are like pennies on a dollar. But when they first came out in the early 2000s, they were about $35 for just one disc.
Oh yeah. Only one camcorder was priced under $1,000, and this is about 1984, so it's probably about the same. So you're looking at over $1,000 probably.
Yeah, that doesn't include the 500 feet of wire you needed.
Yeah, wires. That is very, very true, and I'm sure that wasn't expensive or wasn't cheap. I'm sorry. $1,000 today in 1985 was like almost $3,000.
Oh yeah, that's pocket
So
change.
that's
That's a couple T-shirt sales and sunglasses.
yeah. Never mind putting gas in the car. What do you think the best change that has happened since your beginnings overall? Like the most positive changes?
Overall, the skill level of every level has improved. It really
I,
has.
I I think the business as a whole has changed to where it's not just big guys, big muscles throwing guys around. Now it's just
Dude, you-
entirely different.
no, you're right. Everyone is on equal footing.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, you don't see a whole lot of big steroided up freaks running around.
No, I mean things were offered to me in the '80s, but I'm 5'11". It wasn't going
Yeah.
to make me any taller.
Are you sure? You didn't try.
I'm, I'm though the tests were inconclusive. I'm pretty sure they were not going to make me any taller.
Oh, okay.
So, but they were offering us to do go to Puerto Rico, but then shortly thereafter, that's when Bruiser Brody got pretty much stabbed.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of guys going to Puerto Rico, and then a lot of the guys were doing the TV tapings. But I was training to be a referee, and there was no way I was going to get an in as a referee in any of those facilities, especially with the TV. It was really either Crockett Promotions or Vince Senior.
Wow,
AWA.
that's crazy to think about.
So I did set up a ring for the AWA and NWA in 1989. They were at the Niagara Falls Convention Center. We set up the ring for that supercard. And it
That's
had,
crazy to think about.
but back
Like
then,
just how the longevity of Mr. Ooh La La.
well, that's because I don't think I did anything besides my left eye. But aside from that freak accident, I didn't. I
Do you
knew.
care to explain what happened?
Oh yeah, I got thrown out of the ring in a battle royal at the end of the night. You know how you. I was holding on to the rope because I was moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I had dropped about 40 pounds, so I was moving too fast. And when I was going over the top rope, I was concerned I was going to go right into the crowd. And I held on to the rope, and then I was still moving so fast. It was my right hand came off the rope. It's like a tug of war when one side lets go and the
Yeah.
force throws you back. My hand literally came back and hit me right in the eye socket.
Jesus.
So I fractured my eye socket, detached the retina, put a 13 millimeter tear of the globe, damaged the pupil, lost half the lens, and damaged the iris. But aside from that, I drove home and then was taken to the hospital.
Was that I assume that was probably your worst injury?
Yeah, that's it.
Safe to
That
say?
an ankle, torn ligaments in my right ankle.
Yeah.
But that's it. I've been relatively injury free.
Well, you work a safe style. Did you ever take any breaks or anything like that, or have you been going nonstop?
The only break I really had was when I was recovering from the eye injury.
Yeah.
And I was very apprehensive when I first came back. That's why they teamed me with Bobby Shields. And my
Mhm.
match with Bobby Shields and myself against the Human Tornado was on YouTube also.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. I'm learning everything about Mr. Ooh La La tonight. Just give me your social security number and we'll call it even, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Worth a try.
It is,
Oh.
yeah, there it is. Google it. See what comes up.
What is Mr. Ooh La La's social security number? I'll let you know how
Yeah.
that goes. You're putting all these names out there before of who you've wrestled before, and you left one very important big name out.
You're right. Boogie Woogie Brown and Cheetah Master. Potty
You
my
left
two.
you left another one though. It's me. The answer is me. It's me. It's me. It's me.
It is the undisputed. What's the proper word?
Pick me. Pick
The
me.
undisputed annoyance of what we all know as Tommy Vex.
Yes! I made it! Yes!
Which that was all fun and games until, well, we'll discuss that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We're going to watch the match for a second, but I want to explain why you're my favorite person ever. because you're doing this, and I'm not going to ask you how old you are. That's disrespectful, but you've been doing this for so many years, since before I was born. I was -10 according to your timeline there when you started wrestling. So to be able to do it for as long as you do, and there wasn't the biggest crowd ever at this show that we wrestled each other at, but they were still right there in it, and we hardly did anything. That's a real art, and I respect that.
Well, I'm only as good as my opponents. So
I don't know. I've seen you get over some pretty, you know.
well, in the case of that particular evening,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember this is a match that I wanted forever. I think we were in a battle royal together back in maybe 2017, a pretty long time ago at this point, and that was always the goal. It's like, I need to wrestle him. That would be the most fun ever. We wouldn't do anything, but it'd be the most fun that I've ever had. And the fine folks here at HTW, the powers that be, decided that it would also be a good match, and they, luckily enough, they put it together for us.
they did. They made a lot happen, and they gave us a blank check.
Yeah.
So to
Oh
speak.
yeah. And I put a lot of zeros on that blank check. Oh, you're talking about go do what you want, not like a physical blank check.
No, no, no. In a certain no, there was not that many zeros.
Yeah, I tried to cash that check. I put a lot of zeros on it, but they said nah. I don't know why.
Probably because you used the crayon.
Look at you go. You're just you just all right. So anyway, I don't have any more questions to ask you, so we could watch a wrestling match. How does that sound?
Bring it on. You look very comfortable in yellow.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I used to get a lot of mustard chants when I wore that.
Well,
But I'm also wearing red, so I don't know.
it depends on where the ketchup or mustard falls while eating your hot dog, I suppose.
Yeah, I did just have a hot dog before. Well, probably in this, because I'm not going to cut me eating a hot dog out. So what do you think of young Gavin? This was probably your first time meeting him, or one of your first times.
Actually, it was very memorable.
Yeah, I have to be mean to him. I'm not going to tell my Gavin story yet. I just refuse to. I got to be mean.
There was no bad experiences except maybe what's about to happen.
So I do remember that it was the perfect match for me to have on this day, because this may come as a surprise to some. I'm a fan of the Philadelphia Phillies, and they were playing a game while the show was going on. So I just needed to focus on that. Just let me know when I'm up. Let me focus.
Cha real smooth. Let's go to work.
And they won, so. 8675-309 stone. That's good stuff.
Those who know.
Yeah. Look at that. Makes me sick to my stomach.
The kids look tougher than you.
Oh, yeah. He broke into my living room and beat me up. But just take notice to the size of the crowd. And it might not come across in the video here, but I remember they followed right along with all of it.
Well, I do know that they were pretty happy.
Yeah.
They were pretty upset when you came out. They were pretty happy when I came out.
Yeah. You're a legend. There's the glasses. So just in case it didn't come up or you guys missed it, we built Mary Beth as Ms. LaLa.
I know.
I do remember there wasn't a whole lot that we discussed beforehand either. It was just just follow my lead. Okay. No problem.
Well,
Mr.
that's
Ooh
why
La
you
La.
build an organic match.
Yeah.
There, you got to set your boundaries.
Just wanted to turn that up a little bit.
See, the fans got a better pop than you, isn't that true?
What's that?
The fans got a bigger pop than you.
Yeah, that's true. That's usually how it goes. During all of my matches, they usually chant for something that has nothing to do with the match.
Takes on Mr.
All right, I don't need to hear those voices in my head.
Happy to be here.
This is probably the best part of the match for you.
Yeah, honestly. No, I'm not. I'm not a chicken. Why would you say that about me?
That's Miss Ooh La La. Tommy Vex.
Down just a little bit. The commentary is very loud. Look at Dr. Frank there. Do you have any good Dr. Frank stories while we get into it?
Yes. Actually, I was invited to his house years ago for a Christmas party,
Yeah.
and it was just a nice.
So does he live at his office? Like, is his office and his home in the same area or no?
Yes.
Okay.
The memorabilia from over the decades from WWE in his home.
It is absolutely crazy in there. There's actually a video, if I'm not mistaken, here on the YouTube page that this is getting posted to. Like a little behind the scenes type thing where they did like a little tour of the place.
Yes, and they showed off a lot of the T-shirts the wrestlers have given him over the decades.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Fun fact: he owns a Mr. LaLa T-shirt.
Oh, does he? I do too. Unfortunately, I was gonna wear it. I promise you, I was gonna wear it, but I ran out of time to find it because I'm a mess of a person. That's just the way that it goes.
So
I remember in this moment there was like a slap me, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to slap Mr. Ooh La La.
I don't. All I know is that your breath was very offensive, and I had to take a step back.
Yeah. All those hot dogs, hot dog breath.
That was a smart move. I got to give it. Suckered Mr. Ooh La La in. You got to get him out of that corner, though. Perhaps it's more rules that Tommy needs to explain to that referee. Yeah, that's very possible.
At least you got a clean break from me.
Yeah, usually that doesn't happen.
No, it won't happen in the future, I assure you.
Yeah. Well, now thank you for the scouting report on that. Next time we wrestle, I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna sock you one, and you're gonna drop like a pile of rocks.
So many odds in his career and his life in general.
Look at that. Do you think you could do that? I don't think there's anybody on planet Earth that could do that the way I did.
What, look stupid? No, I can't do it like you do. Nope, not at all.
I'm wearing your glasses right now, so I'm making your glasses look stupid then. Your stupid glasses.
Really?
I'm wearing them.
Yeah, you are.
I need them to look into my future. So bright. I just winked at you, but you couldn't see it. Come on, Dylan. You suck, Dylan.
In order to get an advantage here. Once again, having to explain to this referee the rules of wrestling.
That is true.
I saw him looking at the handbook before he went out, to be honest.
I actually beat the crap out of him with the handbook afterwards. Physically. Physical domination. I remember this was something else that I wasn't okay with. I wasn't okay with chopping Mr. Ooh La La. It's a rule of the biz. You know, you don't chop a vet. Simple, proper etiquette.
I tried to get the knots out of my hair, but apparently they got stuck in your hand, huh?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you had some of my hair in your hand too. I had some like really, really dead ends on that scalp of mine.
Onto the eyes, Mr. Ooh La La.
Dastardly move
Blind.
by Mr. LaLa. That's the only way he could get the advantage.
He
here
can't
with
see.
that.
We got to get medical out here.
Who taught you to do that?
Standing on the hair now. Disgusting display.
It is disgusting. That is a
Really
disgusting
gonna have
display.
Fantastic sporting contest.
What? You told me your shoulders were tight. You're stretching them out. That's what I heard.
I don't know who told you that, but that's false information, and I don't appreciate that. I'm gonna need names of whoever told you that.
That is a real
Hey,
head of
it's
hair,
probably the
real
ref.
head of luscious
Oh yeah, he sucks.
Oh, I believe it.
By the way, did he have cliff notes on his armbands or something?
not at all.
Who's that? The ref?
Yeah.
I don't know.
In his position in the ring, trying to get
He must have.
ropes.
I think what he did was he wrote like 1,
Handful of
2, 3 to help him memorize things.
You see how you flew across the ring?
Yeah.
I think this
Now that night at AXW, I mean, you flew twice as far. I gotta get to the gym a little more so I can toss you further across the ring.
Well, maybe if you weren't ripping me by my hair, which is illegal, by the way.
Now listen, it's not my fault that your hair hygiene is so bad that my hand keeps getting tangled in it.
Oh yeah, that's probably what
Maybe
happened.
you should use conditioner.
Maybe I should just shower sometime.
Well, that's another matter altogether.
Yeah.
There you are, like a broken clock. At least once or twice.
Hey,
You can,
Yeah, twice a day. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
This referee.
Now this is what I.
Tommy Vex continue the assault.
Is this what you came to see?
Yeah. All this nonsense.
Ms. Ooh La La
It's great. Now, name somebody like. Come on.
Little twin magic. What a brilliant
They,
maneuver. That's a victory. for
yeah,
Tommy
it's like
Vex.
ridiculous how much you guys look alike.
That's got to be it, right? I mean, we heard the 3 count.
The best
Honestly, this is one of my favorite things I've ever done, though. It's so good. It's so good.
fantastic work by Tommy Vex.
And then we did the Spider-Man.
Classic here.
Dare you point at me? You were pointing first. Rude to point.
You're being very rude. You're not even believing what I'm
Which
saying.
one
You're saying I'm
pointed
not who I
first?
say I-
Well, the ref looks like he needs a roadmap to figure out what happened.
He needs something more than that, more than a roadmap. I think he needs like an entire dedicated. What's the word I'm looking for? A helper, maybe?
A seeing eye dog? I'm not sure. Something.
Yeah, I don't know. He needs something.
Who's restarting this match?
The referee called for it.
So
look
I
at-
remember all of this went very, very wrong immediately.
I don't even know anymore.
It's hard to tell them apart. It's hard to tell them apart. I understand.
Yeah,
But-
went-
Miss Ooh La La
The idea of this was fantastic,
trying to
but our handcuffs didn't work with us.
well, what else doesn't work with you guys?
That is true. I don't know how to work. Unless they use TV magic to fix it. It doesn't look like it.
Great strategy.
No, but she was like rabid.
Yeah, she is. Look at her biting you. That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Handcuffed?
They're handcuffed together.
Oh, now I really have no idea who's who.
Man, I almost
Ooh
broke
La La
free, but then
handicap match.
Yeah, ref should have been counting throughout all of this.
Yeah, but you can't
Just,
put
I
that
think he was trying to
Ooh La
screw
La.
me, to be honest.
Anything is possible here. Anything is possible.
I think he was still watching. I'm not sure what
Help
happened.
yourself to Mr. Ooh
Yeah, I don't
La
know.
La.
Yeah,
Ooh La La
you
got
put her
to get out
down.
of this.
Well, and now the ref is counting.
Yeah, see that? The commentary is very smart about it.
We're up to 5.
What the heck was that sound? Are you throwing me?
I mean, the fact that Tommy Vex is
No, some gimmick popped up on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Right? Up to 9. And there's your winner.
Honestly, if everything went to plan, that would have been my favorite finish ever. Because that's good stuff. It's great television. Oh, something just came up. That was weird. Something came up on my computer.
Eat your heart out, Goldberg. Tommy Vex has the undefeated
So,
streak.
let me ask you this. Is she still handcuffed to you? Because we couldn't find the key.
Who can say that
No, I gnawed my hand off.
Oh, oh, okay.
I can tell you who.
You only have one hand now.
Can say that.
I was wondering what happened to your hand when I saw you Saturday.
Well,
We need
I've
confetti.
been a limbs crafter, so don't worry about it. Everything's
We
good.
need a parade.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad we all worked it out.
Stunning display of athleticism.
Let's see.
He really is the total package.
I am the total package. That is very true. Oh, we don't need to watch it again. There we go. So now we're big again. How does that make you feel?
The same as I did 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Great. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, okay. I'm very happy with that. I'm given the situation of just let's go out there and mess around.
No, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I haven't,
I love everything that we did.
for the last 15 to 20 matches have been all that way.
Oh, okay. So it's not special to you. Okay, I get it. It's fine. It's just another match. So at the end of all of these episodes, I like to rate the match. And what do you want to rate it? Like, what do you want the unit to be? It could be a person. It could be a thing. We're gonna rate this match a 10 out of 10. Mr. LaLa mustaches.
Well,
Go ahead, hit me.
I'd have to agree with you.
I'm very happy with it.
Next time I'm on a show with you, I'm going to be selling the mustaches.
Oh, you should. I'll be disappointed. And the glasses, these glasses are available at his merch table. Help this man.
See what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. And
And-
just all of the build up for it, there's absolutely no disappointment.
Well, I don't understand how you can walk around with that mustache because you saw my video before the show.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be next?
So it's funny you should ask because this match was from HTW. And this Saturday in Philadelphia, I'll put the flyer on there, like poof, like right there. So that way you can get all the information that you need. HTW is going to be back. So you can go ahead and watch the show. Hip hip hooray. In Philadelphia. Yep. Right near Penn's Landing. There's a Dave and Buster's within a stone's throw. So it's an early show. 4:00, I believe, is the bell time. Okay, well, I never really know how to end these things, so I'm just gonna kind of like, okay, bye.